Hi, today we're going to be setting up and reviewing the new marketing app extensions available in Pardot. So the first thing that you need to do is enable the marketing app extensions. Quick note, marketing app extensions, like many of the newer Pardot features, are going to be built on the Salesforce side. So increasingly, more and more of the Pardot things that we're looking to do are actually going to be enabled on the Salesforce side of things. So what you're going to do first is you're going to go to the marketing setup and you're going to search for your marketing app extensions. If you don't find any marketing app extensions, we just need to make sure that you have the permissions to access the feature. So what I like to do is actually create a permission set. So we'll create a permission set, marketing app extensions admin here. We'll make it licensed for a Salesforce license. They have to be a Salesforce licensed user. And then we'll go ahead and save this permission set. Once our permission set is created, we'll go down. This will be a systems permission. We'll edit the system permission. And then I'm just going to do a quick find from this list for manage public list views. Here it is. So we just want to make sure that this permission set has the required permissions to create new marketing app extensions for us. And we'll go ahead and hit save here. Now, once we have our marketing app extensions set up, we are going to go to manage assignments. We'll assign the correct users so we can have access to build out these extensions here. Now, if you've gone through all these steps and you're still unable to see the marketing app extensions, just go ahead and submit a support ticket to Salesforce. As it's a new feature, they may need to just turn it on for you in the back end there. But assuming providing the permissions works for you, you should be able to, from the marketing setup, type in marketing app extensions and see the link right here, and we'll jump right in. All right, and setting up a few of these, one of the things that you'll notice is these look and feel very much like an object inside of Salesforce, and that's because they are. So these are special objects that are going to be added to us on the Salesforce side. That's going to allow us to implement extensions into Pardot. Let's go ahead and build one out together. So one of the things when we're creating our new marketing app extensions, inside of each marketing app extension, there's going to be marketing app activities and marketing app actions. Both of them do different things, but it's important to know that we're going to organize everything within the app extension as either an action or activity within the extension itself. So I'm going to create one. This is just going to be Webhooks by Cypress. It's a package that we've created for this specific purpose. We'll go ahead and make it active in automations, and then we'll go ahead and save. By making the app extension active in automations, it's going to be available for us inside of Pardot. Now, you'll notice this is living here inside of Salesforce, very much like an object would live inside of Salesforce. We've got the name, we've got the API name, we've got this checkbox letting us know that it's active in automations, and we've got a description. Think of these as fields that live in our marketing app extension object. Now, here's what's important is understanding the related tab. So we've got our action types, we've got our activity types, and we've got business unit assignments. The first thing that you're going to want to do is assign this to a business unit, which we have already done. So when we go to create a new business unit assignment, literally what you're going to do, this is going to be a lookup to your business unit. So if you are in advance and you've got different business units, you'll want to call that out here. And this is basically just making available these objects inside of Salesforce to that specific Pardot account. It will not work from org to org. That Pardot account needs to be associated with the Salesforce account. So I could not build a marketing app extension for another Pardot account and another Salesforce org. It has to be connected to that Salesforce org. We've already built our business unit assignment here. We only have a single one, so we're good to go there. And notice we've got a collection. We've already started here with action types and activity types. So to talk about these in a little bit more detail, your action type is going to be an action that we can have happen inside of Pardot, specifically inside of an engagement studio. So we can create a step that exists inside of an engagement studio that'll call into this action type and do a thing. In our webhooks package, this is going to allow us to send a webhook to a service like Zapier. The activity types work a little bit different and they are a bit more complex. So what the activity types are doing is this is an API endpoint that's going to communicate to the Pardot endpoint. The idea here is, let's say you have another system or another platform, maybe it's Zapier, maybe it's something different. When an event happens, an activity happens in one of those services, you're basically making an API call from that service into this endpoint, and then that activity will show up inside of Pardot. We'll talk through a little bit about these two different action types in more details to help you understand it better. And then we'll also go through setting up some basic actions and a basic activity. All right, the first thing that we're going to build together is going to be a new action type. I recommend making these action types very specific, as these are what your end users are going to see when they're building these out inside of Pardot. So I'm going to call this post action to Zapier. Send a webhook to Zapier. This can be whatever you call it. Now, what this requires, and I'm not going to get too much into detail on this specific video, is you have to have what's called an invocable action set up inside of Salesforce. So this will allow you to select from those invocable actions. There are packages out there that'll feature invocable actions. Our Webhooks by Cypress has one. So I'm just going to type in webhooks. This is going to allow us to use our Webhooks by Cypress package here. The invocable actions get added here to make them available inside of our automation. Check the box for active and automations, and then we're off into the races. I'll go ahead and hit save. Now, once that piece is done, what you'll have the ability to see inside of your engagement studio in Pardot is an additional section for actions down below called external actions. So you'll see in this case, it's the actual same action twice for demonstration purposes, but this is the post action to Zapier that we just created. This is the previous one that I've added before this demo. But if we click into this one that we've just created together, the URL is part of what we've developed. And the idea behind this integration is if I've got that webhook by Zapier available, I can just paste that URL into here. And so this is the Zapier webhook. And what we can also do inside of these variables, which is nice, is we can pass through our merge fields in Pardot as well. So we're sending this over kind of like a form handler. So to our webhook, we're going to pass through these variables. So email is going to equal the recipient email. First name is going to equal the recipient's first name, and last name is going to be the recipient's last name. And if you're not familiar with what Webhooks by Zapier does, this is going to send, when this step gets hit inside of Pardot, it's going to send this data into Zapier, and then I can build out a Zap to do whatever I need Zapier to do. That's the idea. We can go ahead and save this, or save this to either go out immediately or wait, just like we would any other action inside of Pardot. And then when someone reaches this step inside of our engagement program, what the marketing app extension is going to do is post this recipient information into Zapier. I can use Zapier to process whatever I need to process inside of there. And we're doing all of that from inside of our engagement studio inside of Pardot. Now that we have covered over what marketing app extension actions are, let's talk a little bit about what activities do. Activities are a bit more complex. They do require an understanding of how the Pardot API works, which includes building out a custom app. I'm not really going to go into the details of that today. There are resources out there. It's strongly recommended that you work with a developer who understands how the Pardot API would work. But effectively, what we're doing with activity types, and we'll pop in and show you one here, is we'll create an activity name. So maybe it is attended webinar, for example. We'll make it active in automations again. And when we save this attended webinar action, what it gives us is an API endpoint. So what this is actually doing is this is leveraging the Pardot API version 5 external activities. And what you're going to do is you are going to send to the Webhooks by Cypress, or whatever your extension's name is, whatever the type, the activity type is, and then you'll post in a value into this string. When you post into this string successfully, what'll happen is the activity will appear on your prospect record that'll show the specific activity. So let's take a look at what this looks like in action in the Pardot side. All right, so taking a look at this prospect record, notice we have our traditional prospect activities. These are those native Pardot activities that we've had for forever. We also have this new section down here for external activities. So every time the API hits an external activity that's associated with the prospect, you're going to get a new value added here. So these are all custom values that I've passed through. It shows the marketing app extension and then whatever I'm passing through in that string. So in my testing here, I've just built out an integration inside of Zapier that'll post information from Zapier to that Pardot endpoint, and then whatever that string supports there. So if you were going to be building out your own integration, you could add specific language that shows clearly what the activity is and really customize it to whatever information is going to be valuable for you and your marketing team. And there it is. That's a quick high-level overview on marketing app extensions, what they are, how they work. Hopefully this is useful for you. If you're interested in the Webhooks by Cypress package to allow you to send those webhooks out like we demoed today, I'll share a link for it at the bottom of this video. If this was useful and helpful for you, please like and subscribe, share this with all your users. And actually, last but not least, another reminder for our Cypress boot camps. We do Cypress admin boot camps and Cypress Pardot boot camps. I am one of the instructors for those boot camps that are coming up. They are intensive 3-day sessions designed to help professionals really understand the basics needed to be a successful Pardot specialist or Salesforce admin. We do have a lot of individuals participate who are looking to not only pursue their certification, but really get a good solid foundation of how Pardot and Salesforce work and how we can get the platforms really working together. So hopefully we see you in an upcoming course. Hopefully this video was useful for you. Again, like and subscribe and share. It means a lot for us. Good luck out there and happy Pardotting.